True. All right, Mark Schlereth joins us right now. Of course, he's from the NFL on Fox, 104.3 The Fan in Denver. He joins us each and every Tuesday during the football season on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Mark, I first wanted to start with Damar Hamlin. We didn't have the opportunity to speak with you last week. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the entire situation with Hamlin and how things ended up going.
Yeah, I thought it was, I thought ultimately it was incredible. And I know a lot of people got all upset about the time it took to cancel the game, but, that didn't really bother me. Like you go through all the protocols and, you have to get information. As new information comes to you make the appropriate decision. I thought the biggest thing was they made the right decision. So I thought that was good. I thought it was incredible to watch not only the NFL community, but the fans of the NFL community rally around that kid, just praying for that kid and pumping up his GoFundMe thing for his local charity, getting over $8 million donated. The whole thing was incredible. And the fact that he is out of the hospital now and there was seemed to be no neurological damage or anything. Like the whole situation was frightening, and it was scary to watch it play out. But obviously, it turned out for the best, and it was incredible to just kind of watch the whole thing, play out in front of our eyes.
And obviously, the football of it all is secondary when you're talking about Damar Hamlin and a young man's life being on the line, quite literally. But what did you think about the fallout and the way that the NFL has handled the seeding in the AFC? I know Zach Taylor of the Bengals, he expressed some frustration and disappointment that they're not sticking with what's in the rule book, which is seeding will be determined by win percentage should something like this come up.
Yeah, I looked at this as an extreme situation, and it requires flexibility. And one thing I think over the last couple of years is there's been a ton of flexibility. I mean, if you follow the rule book, in the game, you wait till the field clears and you play the game. If you want to follow the rule book, obviously you made a decision on the field. Both coaches made a decision that we weren't going to continue on. The NFL ended up postponing and then canceling the game. I just think, again, it's one of those things that, hey, it is what it is. We move on and we make decisions, and we try to make them as best as we can, as fairly as we can. And essentially then it's just about going out and playing and taking care of your business. So I don't have an issue with what the NFL decided to do or how they decided to go through it.
Mark Schlereth with us. Mark, are the Niners your NFC favorites right now?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, they are. I just think they're the best team. I think one thing that's proved out is, hey, if Dak Prescott has a subpar game, Cowboys don't win. If Jalen Hurts has a subpar game or can't play, they don't win. If Tom Brady doesn't play outstanding football, Tampa Bay doesn't win. The Niners they don't rely on Brock Purdy like rolling to the promised land, even though he's been great. Don't get me wrong, he's been awesome. But they dominate you on the defensive side of the ball. They dominate you on both lines of scrimmage. They set up their run game, and they really do set up 5, 6, 7 explosives in the passing game that are really wide open opportunities to get the ball in good players' hands and let those players go make plays. So I just think they're built differently. They're truly built to me like a real NFL, like an old school NFL football team. And like I said, they're not reliant on their quarterback winning a game for them. Now he can't go out there and throw 3 picks
right.
But they don't give him the opportunity to throw 3 picks. It's funny. It was like Sean Payton said to me a year ago when they went out and got Jameis Winston and decided to make Jameis Winston their starter. Remember, the year before under Bruce Arians, he had 30 interceptions, 9 fumbles. So he had 39 total turnovers, 30 touchdowns. And, there's a lot of fingerprints on success. There's a lot of dirty fingerprints on failure. And Sean just said, hey, listen, I won't allow him to throw picks. I won't allow him to throw. I'm not going to put him in that position to throw 30 picks. And at the end of the year, now he tore his ACL after about 7 or 8 games, but I think he had 14 or 15 touchdowns and 3 picks. So it was like he was on pace for 30 touchdowns and 6 or 7 picks. So there's a lot to be said for coaching, and I think they put their quarterback in a great position to make plays, to complete a high percentage of his passes, and then not to put the ball in harm's way.
Do you see a clear-cut favorite in the AFC?
No, I think it's really close between the Bills, Cincinnati, and Kansas City. And I think, if I was a gambling man, I'd put my money on Kansas City because I just have that much faith and trust in Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid is a coach. And I think what you saw week 18 was a team that all of a sudden dialed in and showed how dominant they can be early in that game. And, I think the last month of the season, they were like a kid playing with his food or a cat toying with a half-dead mouse on the porch. It just was like, it was boring to them. And I think what you saw was a team that all of a sudden said, okay, it's about time, guys. We got to get honed in for, plus we're going to get a bye week. So let's go out here and let's, show the Raiders kind of who we are. And yeah, they gave them a couple courtesy touchdowns or whatever. But the bottom line is that was a pretty much a butt whipping. So I just think Kansas City would be, if I had to pick one, they'd be my favorite. But Cincinnati is the team I think nobody in the AFC really wants to play.
Last one for you, Mark, this week. And again, thanks for the time. Is Jim Harbaugh the next coach of the Denver Broncos?
That's a great question. Obviously I have no idea. It would seem as though he's been the first guy on their radar list or the first target they want. But I think my big concern is that he doesn't really want to leave Michigan. And, and I've talked to some people that know him, I guess as well as you can know Jim Harbaugh, that, said that he likes where he's at. Here's the thing I don't understand. Like, he's been there however many years he's been there, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it is. But he's about paid, he's not paid a commensurate rate with the top coaches in college football. He's making about half of what the Nick Sabans and the Jimbo Fishers and the, and this Dabo Sweeneys and, all those guys are making. And so there's a part of me that feels like the flirtation with the NFL even last year with Minnesota was more about, hey guys, would you just step up and pay me a commensurate rate with what, the top college football coaches in the nation are making. And Michigan doesn't seem to want to do that. Or at least I haven't heard them announce anything. So I think that's the number one target right now. That's what the scuttlebutt here in Denver is. But again, I don't have any real information on that.
Mark, we thank you. Have a good week. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
Thank you. There goes Mark Schlereth, of course, NFL on Fox 104.3. The Fan in Denver, and all guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.